TWM podcast.
We are but a day away from the Elimination Chamber, but we can still sneak in some smack talk. It's Matty here, running down all things from last night's Friday Night SmackDown. It is not your normal Smiley. I did say she would be back this week. Unfortunately, something up. She's about. So you've got me again. You're welcome / apologies. Joining me, as he normally does on a Saturday to discuss last Friday night, it is Rhys. Hello there.
Yeah, how's it going?
Good. I've been caught on the hop here because this was a late call up to the Saturday Pod Squad. Full disclosure, and this isn't a humble brag, I just come back from trying to do some sort of exercise. I'm trying to keep fit for 2020. It took me 2 months, but I've got there in the end. And I was shattered, like generally falling asleep in front of YouTube watching a guy travel around all the tube stations because I've had a bit of a weird YouTube hole the last 24 hours. And then I got a message saying, no, we need you to fill in for Smack Talk. So I had to wake up, quickly whack on SmackDown. I was saving it for the time where I wasn't tired. And we're going to go through all the stuff that went down. So hopefully, as always, Rhys is going to provide the content and I'll just nod and go, yeah.
It might actually be more entertaining if we talk about those videos you watched on YouTube.
It was brilliant. It was a guy going around to the least serviced stations on each line. It's genuinely fascinating, going to like all the quietest tube stations and also looking up like deserted tube stations. For some reason, 11 o'clock last night, after having a kebab and chips, no alcohol was consumed. I was tired from work, had a takeaway, and then literally sat for 3 hours watching videos of a man travel around on the tube, which is something I do on the daily. But for some reason, watching someone else do it was like the most calming, relaxing thing I could do on a Friday night. I'm old. Anyway, admin, TWM podcast. We bring you wrestling content, news, reviews, and interviews 6 days a week. You can get us on Apple and Google Podcasts, Acast, Spotify, TuneIn, Podbean, YouTube. If you got us on YouTube, please subscribe, smash that like button, and make sure you turn on notifications so you do not miss a pod or a bit of video content. Anywhere else podcasts can be downloaded. Please leave us a rating and review if you can. We love sport. They help pay the bills here at TWM. They're a fantastic app showcasing the latest WWE pay-per-views in your local area. 400 of the best sports bars and pubs. They're helping us down in foggy London town for our WrestleMania trip. They're also helping out the Welsh guys for their WrestleMania trip as well. Not to WrestleMania, but to a great place to hang out with friends and drink and watch the show together. And you can get that sorted out and book front row seats like we all have, so you do not miss a second of the action. The We Love Sport app on the Apple and Google Play Store, We Love Sport UK on social media, and WeLoveSport.co. WrestleCrate, fantastic monthly wrestling subscription service. Use the code TWM Wrestling and you can get up to 3 free items. I have to enunciate that because of my accent. If you stay for 3 months. First month, get an item. Second month, get another item. Stay for 3 months, you get another item on top of that. Absolutely gratis, unlike anyone else. They've got exclusive stuff from Jordan Devlin, I believe, in the next pack. They've got stuff from John Moxley, stuff from WWE, AEW, New Japan, all sorts of stuff. Easy as 123 at WrestleCrate.co.uk. Use the code TWM Wrestling. Right, enough jibber jabber, enough flim flam. We're gonna alight onto the tube towards Friday Night SmackDown. Full disclosure, this entire show pretty much revolves around tag team turmoil, so we'll be discussing that mainly. Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode are awful people by winning a match. They stopped Heavy Machinery doing a Kofi in the tag team turmoil match, ensuring that they are the last team entered into the tag team elimination chambier this weekend. What I will say, Rhys, is I'm pretty sure this time last year I said that this match was how to get a superstar over in under an hour. So I'm just going to Qatal C, Qatal V this mother and put it straight in and go, this is how you get a tag team over in under an hour. Because by the end of this crowd were going nuts for Heavy Machinery.
Do you know, I was just about to say, by the end of this match, I was rooting for Heavy Machinery, and now I want to, I'm looking forward to watching Elimination Chamber to see if they can do it. Like, I'm genuinely excited about this.
Yeah, it does. I don't know where the end. I'm wondering if the end game's going to be Heavy Machinery winning the belts at Mania and Otis getting the girl, something like that. Maybe Dolph and Bobby win the belts in the Chamber, and then at least something like that on the pre-show between Heavy Machinery and Robert and Dolph.
That would make sense. I think I did see something up. Someone was starting a rumour about Otis against Dolph, like in a singles match at Mania, but I can't see that happening. I think what you just said about Dolph and Rude winning the titles and then dropping them back to Heavy Machinery at Mania is much more likely.
Also, you got to look at the people that Heavy Machinery beat. They beat the New Day, the Usos, and the Tag Team Champion in a row. Well, yeah, pretty much. I know, with New House Party in between. So, yeah, like, you can't get much of a rub than that. They've beaten, like, the current tag team champions and the two best tag teams of the last 10 years or so on that brand. Like...
Yeah, I'm going to be honest, like, when Heavy Machinery were called up to the main roster, I didn't think they were quite ready. I also thought that about the Street Profits. Now, if you look at, like, what the Street Profits are doing over on Monday Night Raw and what SmackDown are doing here, you think maybe Vince McMahon knows a thing or two about wrestling.
So it's the Rhys effect. If Rhys says they're not ready, then they're probably going to end up winning gold. It's like the Lynx effect, but in reverse. This is. So if Rhys thinks someone isn't going to be good, guarantee in a year's time they will have gold down their waist in WWE.
Like dead last in every predictions game we do.
We keep you away. You're enhancement talent now for the predictions games. If you need someone, we'll have you predicting main event very, very soon. Don't worry. They are still obviously ramping up this whole Dolph Ziggler and Mandy Rose thing. Mandy Rose is upset with Otis because it's taken him too long to apologise. Literally, in the mortal words of Timberland, it's too late to apologise. It's too late. Yeah, so they're building that up nicely. So this just seems like this can go in several directions. There's obviously the theory that maybe Sonya Deville betrayed Mandy and sent the text. There's a theory that Dolph sent the text. There's a theory that Tucker sent the text. There's the theory that, oh my god, Rhys, this is the most entertaining, enthralling, multi-layered storyline WWE have done in years, and it involves Otis and Mandy Rose.
You're forgetting the long-term booking as well, that Kevin Nash sent the text.
Oh, God, yeah, it's going to be him. It's always him. They're going to find out that he's just a massive klepto that's stealing everyone's phones.
He was there on the show this week. Oh
my god, the pieces. This is basically the new equivalent of Rikishi being revealed as the driver. It doesn't make sense, but at the same time, it makes sense. Yeah, like, this is so, like, they've put so much effort into this, and then last week they just have Roman Reigns going, I can beat you, and Goldberg goes, go on then, we'll have a match at WrestleMania. Spread it out. You don't have to have one that's that simple and the other one is basically Sherlock. Like, good lord. And literally, that was basically the main part of this week's SmackDown. That was it. By the way, actually, little bits and bobs. The beatdown on Heavy Machinery from Miz and Morrison, the double team move they used, which is the double stomp skull crushing finale. Let that be a thing from now on, please. That move is brilliant. Love that as a tag team finish. Yeah, it does leave a lot of people kind of holding their lad when it goes into Mania, like the New Day, the Usos. Like, it looks like we're going to get a lot of tag teams in that WrestleMania in the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. Like, we're going to have a lot of big like, genuinely, unless they do a multi match, we could be looking at Kofi Kingston doing the old King Kong Bundy, which is main event title match at one WrestleMania, and then him being on the kickoff show the next one. That could realistically happen.
Yeah, maybe, when you put it like that, maybe it is time for Mania to go 2 days. Yeah,
because, like, if that happens, if we have WrestleMania 35, Kofi winning the WWE Championship from Daniel Bryan, WrestleMania 36, you're on the kickoff show in a Battle Royal. As much as you dress that up, that is shocking. Absolute shocking behaviour.
Because Bryan's current feud is against Drew Gulak, and I think they're having a match at Elimination Chamber. But I don't know, like, that match won't also be on WrestleMania, I don't think. And if Bryan's going to be on Mania, like, is it too short to, to book him into another story?
So we could realistically end up having if Kofi and Bryan both end up with nothing to do for Mania, they end up in the Battle Royal. That Battle Royal is being on the main card. Like, if it's not, the fact they'd have one, like, that would show kind of the state of WWE, that they would have the main event, well, I'll keep saying main event. It's a title match, so it's one of the main events at Mania. In the pre-show the year after. Because they've got to get Goldberg on the card. And they've got to get Lesnar on the card, blah, blah, blah. It's a worrying turn of events. Very, very worrying. Speaking of old lads, we also had the NWO. They were on a moment of bliss where they pretty much didn't give the NWO a script, and you could really tell because there was a lot of awkward pauses, Rhys.
Yeah, I think, like, you have Scott Hall, who's pretty charismatic and can just kind of go with this, but yeah, it was pretty all over the place. Yeah,
it's like, even Kevin Nash is very charismatic and quite verbose and good at talking. He even, like, was struggling to say stuff. Like, Walton was the only one, and it was just weird. I'm not crazy, by the way. They were advertising that it was Hogan, Nash and Hall for the whole week, weren't they?
Well, Hogan's still scared of a Fiend, right? He's still...
That's why he's not there.
In his Hulkamania duvet, just, like, absolutely terrified.
He's a little wuss boy. Little red and yellow, black and white wuss boy. Yeah, I swear they advertised it all week and it was Hogan, Nash and Hall, and they've just gone, oh, by the way, it's Waltman, Nash and Hall, hey! It's just... Yeah.
Do you know, you could have been squinting and maybe mistaken Alexa for Hogan.
Yeah.
The blonde.
She did introduce Hogan at last year's Mania, so the comparisons there. Yeah, and then you had Sami Zayn, Nakamura and Cesaro come out. They squared up to the NWO. Kevin Nash got in a brilliant line saying that he looks like Seth Rogen after 2 weeks of stomach flu, which was generally quite funny. They square up. Waltman looks like he wants to literally have a fight. The heels back off. Braun comes out, batters them. Too sweet. Oh, actually, Sami Zayn uses Alexa Bliss as a shield, and I'm like, yeah, Alexa Bliss could have easily just, like, elbow. You had Nikki Cross, like, smacking him, but, like, Alexa should have at least, like, back elbowed him, and then he bailed out of the ring. Like, you can't make someone who's literally 5 seconds before was like, Asuka, Kairi Sane, come at me, bro, we want to win the women's tag team titles again, and then 2 minutes later have her basically be Miss Elizabeth. They are, yeah, there's a lot of confusing things happening on this. It was a very confusing episode of SmackDown. Yeah, that was the build towards the to the Intercontinental title match at Chamber. We had a tag match. We had Naomi and Lacey Evans versus Bayley and Sasha Banks, and full disclosure, I looked at my phone the entire time while this was on. So did not pay attention to this match whatsoever. I have zero interest in everyone in this match except Naomi. Just push Naomi and let her win the belt. Jesus Christ.
There was a really cool camera shot just before this match started, actually, as Bayley and Sasha were getting in the ring. It does a close-up of them, and you just see Naomi and Lacey, like, stand... Oh, sorry, no. Kamala? Carmella. Who was in this match? I can't remember.
There was another tag match later on, because there was 2 women's tag matches on this show, which was random. But what I love there, you mixed up Bayley and Carmella and came out with Kamala, which would have been a real turn up for the books. Kamala's going to win the women's tag team titles. So later on, do you mean they had a match between Fire and Desire and Carmella and Dana? Was that what you're referencing?
No, it was the one with Bayley and Sasha.
So, but you had Bayley and Sasha and against Lacey and Naomi with a run in from Kamala. And the camera shot was of Kamala as he ran in in the background. I see what you mean. Anyway, no, go on, carry on what you were saying. I completely hijacked that with thoughts of Kamala doing a run in.
That was pretty much it. I was just wanting to say, like, it was a great shot.
Also, did I just say Kamala doing a run in? Isn't he the one that lost his leg because of, like, diabetes?
I don't know.
I'm going to have to double check that, because I feel that then that's very, very mean for me to be like, Kamala, hold on. Yeah, I feel bad. I feel bad now.
Should we just remove this whole bit?
No, it's fine. I just felt bad. I just said Kamala doing a run-in. Well, unfortunately, he had one of his legs removed due to diabetes. That's just unfortunate.
TWM podcasts are brought to you by We Love Sport, the fantastic app finding you your nearest sports bar showing the latest WWE pay-per-views. We Love Sport has over 400 of the best sports bars and pubs in the UK at your fingertips and allows you to book front row seats, giving you the best views of the action. You can also check out what sports are being shown over the next 7 days, making sure you don't miss a second of the action. Download the We Love Sport app on the App Store or Google Play Store. Follow We Love Sport on all social media platforms at We Love Sport UK and check out welovesport.co.
TWM podcasts have joined forces with WrestleCrate, the original and best monthly theme, monthly wrestling subscription service to bring you a fantastic deal. If you use the code TWM Wrestling when you sign up to a monthly subscription at WrestleCrate.co.uk, you will receive a free item in your first month's box. Then, if you stay for another month, you'll get a second free item. And then, if you stay for a third month, you guessed it, we'll give you a third free item. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. WrestleCrate brings you the best swag from the biggest companies and names in the wrestling world. We're talking t-shirts, photos, pins, DVDs, vinyl figures, and loads more from WWE, Progress, Shakara, NXT, Fight Club Pro, and loads more. That's WrestleCrate.co.uk and use the code TWM Wrestling for up to free items, all thanks to WrestleCrate and TWM.
Going into WrestleMania, what do you think is going to be the SmackDown Women's Title match? I'm not really sure what direction they're going.
I don't know. They had Bayley make a little dig at Sasha, being like, "Oh, it's fine while you were gone, but it's good to have you back." But then they both made a dig at the Bellas. Are they doing Sasha and Bayley against the Bella twins? But I'm pretty sure the Bellas are injured, as in they're not medically cleared. But then again, neither was Edge, and then look what happened there.
Aren't the Bellas both heavily pregnant?
That as well. Very good point. What was that about? I completely forgot the pregnant bit as well. So why were they throwing digs at the Bella twin? Genuinely so confusing with this SmackDown, because they are just throwing random crap into the air and seeing what sticks. It's what are they doing with the SmackDown Women's title? Because they seem to completely put to bed that Bayley had beaten Carmella, Bayley had beaten Lacey Evans, Bayley had beaten Naomi. They're all out of the picture now. So the only person left is Sasha Banks, but then they were throwing shade at the Bellas. So are the Bellas going to come back and maybe drive a wedge between Sasha and Bayley? Are the Bellas going to bring back Nia Jax? And Nia Jax is going to face Bayley for the belt? No idea. To answer your question, not a clue. We had the other women's tag match that was Dana Brooke and Carmella against Fire and Desire. Fire and Desire won thanks to Dolph Ziggler. That was probably piggybacking off of the whole heavy machinery stuff earlier on. We mentioned Daniel Bryan and Drew Gulak. Drake Maverick wanted to face Daniel Bryan tonight, and Drew Gulak just leave. No chance. As he then goes back to EC3 and is like, how long have we got left on our contracts? We both clearly want to leave. Have you ever watched their internet show? They are trying their hardest to get themselves fired. It's genuinely brilliant. And yeah, they built up the match between Daniel Bryan and Drew Gulak. It's going to happen at Elimination Chamber. This is the perfect pay-per-view for this match because there's not a lot on. There's 2 chamber matches. There's going to be a bit of a gap in between. Give these guys 15 minutes and let them wrestle.
The pay-per-view is already sold on the fact that they've got the chamber matches, so you can put pretty much anything else on the card and it will be fine, and this will be a great match. This
reminds me, I think there was a chamber pay-per-view many moons ago. I wouldn't even say nearly up to a decade. It could have been something like that, where there was 2 chamber matches, and then in between they had Jericho against Evan Bourne, and that ended up being a match that absolutely slapped. It was a really good match between these two athletic guys, and it just ended up falling in the middle of these two chambers, so no one ever noticed it. And I feel like we could get Daniel Bryan and Drew Gulak pretty much doing the same thing. And honestly, after that, I'm struggling to think of anything else that happened on SmackDown.
There was a Firefly Funhouse.
There was, actually. Yes, that's the other thing to bring up, Firefly Funhouse. Bray Wyatt had replaced all the photos with pictures of John Cena, and they did the callback. They called back to basically saying that Cena had ruined Bray Wyatt's career at WrestleMania 6 years ago.
Yeah, Rambling Rabbit, like, spitting those hard truths.
Yeah, it was really, really good. Really, really well done.
I love Bray's reaction to it, where he's kind of chuckling. He's like, yeah, yowie wowie.
What did it feel like? You gotta remind me again. Like I said, on the hop, last minute doing this, brain tired. Watched SmackDown, but did forget chunks of it, as I nearly forgot the Firefly Funhouse. What did Rambling Rabbit say? What was he referencing?
It was basically like, when Cena beat you, that was the turning point in your life, like professionally and personally. Everything went downhill from there. Just basically saying it as it is, but like you wouldn't expect anyone to say it. Like only that Rabbit character could get away with saying that, basically.
Oh, okay, right, get you now.
And he's just basically outed Bray, like live on the Funhouse, and he's just kind of not sure how to react to it.
So that rabbit's getting murdered again next week. Yeah, like it was. I just loved the key bit I noticed was the pictures all gone at everyone else. Only pictures up of John Cena. Just please, like Cena, you're smart enough now to know. And you even said about Next Generation, let the Fiends just destroy you. Like, I would have the Fiend retire Cena at this point. It would be a great way to completely rehab that character after what they did at Super Showdown.
Well, do you know what I'd quite like to see happen? You know, they say the Fiend, it turns you into your past self, like with Daniel Bryan. They said like it turned him back into the crazy Daniel Bryan from back in the day.
Yeah.
And with the Ruthless Aggression documentary, like being the big thing at the moment, like as popular as it is, I'm kind of hoping that the Fiend turns Cena back into Ruthless Aggression Cena, and we get a run of him for a couple of months as well.
Thing is, though, you said that, and I was like, which one do you mean? Do you mean the rapper one, or the one where he used to wear the tights of the sports teams? Let's go all the way back to Prototype. Let's bring back the Prototype. Let's have him come back. But yeah, that'd be interesting. I doubt we're going to get a run because he's obviously doing loads of films and stuff. It'd be great if they do a segment before Mania where he beats him down to the point where Cena has to go back to that Cena. So then but they did do that last year. So I don't know how they're gonna play this. It's very interesting.
I'm just really hoping this happens because I'm still holding out for Taker to come back and do one more run as Biker Taker.
With which music? Would you want Rollin', or would you want the classic "You've Done It Now"? You've gone.
Yeah, it's got to be that one.
It's got to be "You've Got to Pay." You've got to pay. Great tune. Also had Sheamus defeating Apollo Crews. They're doing this whole thing of Apollo Crews being like, "I don't need Shorty G's help," and then him immediately getting squashed by Sheamus with that chamber match that doesn't exist that Sheamus told us about. Same one the Lacey Evans spoke about. Oh, well, we've got to mention this. Lacey Evans' giant hat. What the hell was up with that giant hat?
Again, I'm not too sure.
It was very Alicia Fox-ish. Also, other things that happened on SmackDown. I am struggling to think of something else that happened on SmackDown. King Corbin apparently is now in a feud with Elias. That's going to be a thing.
He made sure to emphasise the point that he's done with Roman Reigns. That is finally the end of that. Finally,
after 12 long years, it's done. It looks like them two are probably going to end up in the battle royal. This was a weird SmackDown because it seemed that their main aim was just to put over the tag team chamber, and everything else was literally, we are going to throw everything at the wall and see what sticks.
Yeah, like, to be fair, they're probably more concerned about Mania at this point, and that's probably taking the bulk of their time. This is just kind of a thing that they have to get on and do this weekend.
Yeah, like it was weird because it was one part an awful go-home show, but another part a fantastic go-home show because they sold one match in particular. Everything else doesn't matter. They've just dropped in random matches. I don't know if this pay-per-view is going to be a sleeper hit or absolutely diabolical. So, only one way to find out is to check it out live on the WWE Network for an undisclosed amount of money. Anyway,
one other thing to bring up, in one of the women's tag matches, I forget which one it was. I think it could have been the Kamala and Dana Brooke one.
Oh, the interference.
Yeah, again.
Did you also
more prominent this time?
And did you hear that Cole stopped talking and like restarted his sentence? So now they're implying that it could be seen. Did you see the one in the background of Dolph and Mandy Rose when they're backstage?
No, I missed that one.
When they're talking, it comes up on the screen behind them.
Oh, wow.
I don't know what these... Like, obviously, the hand thing... The circle thing is what Ali has on his hand, so... Are we going to get, like, heel and stuff for Ali when he comes back? Like, I don't know what they're doing. It's so strange, this whole weird interference thing. Like, it's got a message on it. It's like I'm more and more less likely think it's going to be Killer Cross now. I'm starting to think it's more and more likely going to be Ali with some sort of new spin on his gimmick. Maybe it's both. Maybe Ali's going to come back and he's going to have Killer Cross as his bodyguard. We don't know, but
Matt Hardy.
It's Matt Hardy. Or Matt Hardy, because everyone didn't see the bit underneath that was really, really quietly. That was basically like faded out, so you couldn't read the bottom line. It didn't actually say Matt Hardy; it said Matt Hardy. Anyway, that was SmackDown. It was a weird SmackDown. Apologies if this review's been a bit slapdash. I said I am very tired, and this was me on the hop a little bit. Anyway, if you want to get involved with our social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all at TWM Wrestle. We'll be covering Elimination Chamber. We will be doing predictions. It will be Shirley against George. Twitch.tv/TWM Wrestle. It's probably about 7:30. We will update you with times later on today. TWM.news. You can check out Victoria's Elimination Chamber predictions. There's a good article on Goldberg coming from James Klonowski, and loads of stuff besides from the past week. So please go and check all that stuff out. We've got some great articles coming up about FCW from that documentary, which sounds really, really good, and more stuff on Ruthless Aggression because you guys love that Ruthless Aggression stuff. Anyway, Rhys, social media.
So Twitter's at RhysTeddy.
I'm Matty ID. We are at TWM Wrestle. We love you all. Thank you very, very much for listening. This has been Smack Talk. Have a very pleasant weekend. Goodbye.